DPHL History is a class that goes over the history of the world from the late 19th century to the early 21st century, looking at not only how nations and states evolved over this period, but how the people and leaders influenced them to where they are today. From ideology to economics, all topics associated with history will be discussed in depth, focusing on specific topics in this time frame. The three main topics being discussed are the history of the Americas, the move to global war, and authoritarian states. Studying DP history provides a deeper understanding of the past, develops critical thinking skills, and helps contextualize the present. It enhances research and communication skills and cultivates global awareness by exploring diverse perspectives and examining causation and change. These skills will be useful when taking the exams in May, as they are also broken into 3 papers. Paper 1 is a source-based answer. This paper consists of the source-based questions and answers that require the student to analyze and interpret primary and secondary sources. Students must determine their ability to critically evaluate the sources and provide well-supported responses. Paper 2 is an essay paper. In this paper, students are given essay prompts based on prescribed topics or themes from the HL history curriculum. Students choose essay questions and write structured, coherent, and well-argued essays that demonstrate their understanding of historical events, concepts, and perspectives. Finally, paper 3 is a comparative and interpretive paper. This paper requires students to compare and analyze historical developments across different regions or periods. It may involve assessing the similarities, differences, and significant events, as well as evaluating different historical interpretations and perspectives. Finally, throughout the 2 years in this course, students will research, analyze sources, and produce a written report that demonstrates their understanding, use of evidence, and historical reasoning. Overall, taking DP history offers a range of benefits. It expands students' understanding of history, cultivates critical thinking and research skills, fosters global awareness, and prepares them for the exams and college admissions. Moreover, it contributes to personal growth by encouraging empathy and a broader worldview. DP history provides a well-rounded education and equips students with valuable skills applicable to various academic and professional pursuits. How does history foster the development of the IB character traits?
I think one of the biggest character traits for IB history is probably inquire. One of the things that the class kind of promotes is having a plethora of perspectives of different historical events, and that's one of the biggest things that we kind of go through. The idea for history is a lot of kids, it's a timeline, but for them. But for this class, we're looking at history of the Americas and World War I, while we're also looking at world history and World War I. But we're looking at the perspectives of what's happening in not only the United States, but Canada and Latin American countries, but also looking at the perspectives of what's happening within the Western Front and Europe, and of course the Eastern Front as well.
What skills can scholars develop from being in the history IB class?
There's a lot of skills that they're going to kind of have to learn throughout the 2 years, but I would say research skills will probably be one of the biggest ones, and then that kind of leads into the writing process. But for the research skills, it's really easy today to just kind of look something up and being able to click the first thing on Google, but being able to go through primary and secondary sources and understanding what a historian does to interpret information. History's already been written. Our job as historians now is obviously to go through and see what is a valid source to write a piece of paper. If we're looking at our internal assessment, that's probably the biggest thing, is our research process and being able to understand it's okay to use secondary sources, but a textbook is different from an autobiography from somebody else, right? And we want to be able to know the difference between the two from a primary or secondary source, and understand that there are tons of things out there. We just need to be able to understand the origin, the purpose, the content, and the values and limitations of those things.